It is the year 2023 and I am finding myself on Neopets every single day. And according to the last video where we checked out some of the Flash games that have returned, it seems like some of you guys might be interested in returning to Neopets, so why don't I tell you what the hell I'm doing every single day? And why am I even playing every day? Like, what am I expecting to achieve? Well, I have 3 big Neo goals. From least expensive to most expensive, I want a biscuit paintbrush. I can afford this right now, but I'm just waiting to get a little bit more Neo points in the bank. I want a Mariquin. I have no idea how you pronounce this. I want this paintbrush. It's very expensive. And I want a pastel paintbrush. Even more expensive. So those are the big reasons driving me onto Neopets today. I want to live my dreams of having my dream pets. And how am I planning on making like millions of Neo points? I am mostly just doing things that you can do every day on the site. At least once a day, some things you can do more. And if you want a list of things that you can do every day on Neopets, you can use what I use, which is Jelly Neo Dailies List. I'll have a link down in the description where it tells you every single thing that you could do at least once a day, but some things you can do multiple times a day. The things that I do include the fruit spin, where I get absolutely nothing, but I'm hoping one day I'll get even a cheap paintbrush just to feel a little bit of serotonin in my life. I go to the giant jelly and the giant omelet just for the nostalgia factor mainly, but since I'm playing every day, I feel kind of sad when my pets are crying, so that's a good way to get free food. I do anchor management every day where you just fire cannons at a sea creature and sometimes you get prizes. I haven't gotten anything useful, but you can get transformation potions, so I'm just waiting for the day that I feel that serotonin from that as well. I also go to the discarded plushie of prosperity where I usually get Neo points, but this time I just got a reminder to feed my pets because I didn't feed them before I started recording. I move on to the daily puzzle and I just get the answers off of Jelly Neo. If I don't know them, you usually get anywhere between 300 and 500 Neo points, and honestly anything helps when you're trying to save up for a 12 million Neo point paintbrush. I head over to Colton's Shrine and I usually get a good buff for my Battledome pet, which is this beautiful Fairies We Talk. I got a fairy paintbrush recently and I love it. And also, side note, I didn't know that there were no male fairies in Neopets because I got this pet from the pound and I just recently realized that it's named after a Yu-Gi-Oh character. Well, that Yu-Gi-Oh character is trans now because my Zuitalk is no longer male and is now female, so good for her. I collected all of the Forgotten Shore pieces, which you can get very cheaply off of everyone's stores. Everyone's just selling it for like 1 Neo point. You can also get it from the money tree. I head over there and sometimes I get Neo points, sometimes I get nothing. Most of the time I get nothing, but one day I did get a waterlogged trunk or something that I sold for like $12,000 in my shop, so I always check it just in case. I waltz over to the bank and feel sad that my Neopets account has over 1 million Neo points in it when I will never feel that in real life. But I collect my banker interest on it, which is over 400 Neo points a day, so it's definitely worth it to check that out. Then me and my pets go to the Fairyland Employment Agency and try to get a job. A lot of these are not worth it. I just kind of like doing fetch quests. I had a really hard time today finding a good fetch quest, and then I selected the wrong fetch quest and had to look for a donut instead of the Cocoa Puffs or whatever, and I didn't make a lot of money off of the fairy employment thing today, but when I'm playing not under the pressure of recording for YouTube, I usually do a little bit better. I consider it a good job if I make at least 1,000, but I have made 3,000 to 4,000 per job, but I just enjoy like going on the shop wizard and just looking for random crap. I go to my store and look at all my wares, and I do some gentle restocking every once in a while. I'm not really good at restocking, and restocking is really hard nowadays. If you don't know what restocking is, you go to a Neopets shop, like one that's like in the game, not run by like people, like real people. It's just like run by like the AI, the computer, and you try and like pick something up from the store and then resell it in your shop. It's really hard to do nowadays because people have a lot of bot accounts and they're just automating this process, but I try to do some gentle restocking. I buy like a couple items like every night and put them in my store and see if they'll sell because it gives me some serotonin to see stuff in my shop too. Something that I never really did as a kid was the Battledome. Like, I really had no idea what it was about, but I'm doing it now. It's kind of boring. You literally are just like kind of clicking repeatedly just for something to happen, but I fight this robot guy because I have quite a low low stat pet, but I can one-shot him, and he sometimes drops code stones, which I can either save to train up my pet some more or just sell them. I've recently just been selling the red ones because they can sell for like a lot. Like I sold one for 49,000 Neo points recently, but they can sell up to like 100,000. I've just been selling them because I don't really need them right now. I've also got some Neo Cola tokens which you can use in like a soda like dispenser, but I usually just sell them because when you give it to like the machine, it kind of just gives you crap. You could get a potion, but it's like a really low chance, so I just sell it for a couple thousand Neo points in my store and call it a day. The most lucrative thing that I do on Neopets that gets me the most money is Food Club. And no, I do not understand how it works at all. I use the Neopets subreddit and follow bets on there, but as you can see, I have won like 300,000 Neo points, and I've only like placed like 5 full bets, I swear. It says I've placed like a lot more, but you place like 10 per day. So it's been pretty good. You do lose some, but you over time do accumulate a lot of Neo points. This is unfortunately only useful for people with older accounts. So my account right now is 6.5 years old, so if you have like a brand new account, it's not really gonna be that good, but as it like gets older, you can bet more and you can make so much money. Like if you think me earning like 300,000 Neo points over like 5 bets is a lot, you should see the people who make millions in like one bet because their account is like 20 years old. It's wild. I wish I still had my original account just for that sweet Food Club money. There are some other things that I do from like time to time, like there's like the wheels and stuff. I don't find them very good. I usually lose on them. Like it's like 500 Neo points to like do the Wheel of Excitement, but I usually just lose and get like 250 Neo points back, so I like lose half my money, so I don't find it to be worth it. But this list of things that I have mentioned are things that I do literally every single day, usually after I stop streaming on Twitch, where I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 5 p.m. EST. I haven't done any Neopet streams, but please let me know below if you'd like me to do a Neopet stream, just doing my dailies and showing you my pets. I think that could be fun. I also do have a coffee where you can support my content monetarily. I very much appreciate it, but that is the end of the video. That was a good segue, was it not? Or is it just too abrupt? I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your time zone. I hope I taught you how to make some sweet Neo points, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.